Hey guys, welcome back. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm grabbing my drink and I'm making my way back to the table or my desk. I don't know, whatever. First of all, I'm so glad that that whole thing is over with the new moon in Sagittarius. Well, technically, you are going to be watching this like the day of, technically. I mean, the first, which is still going to be the Sagittarius new moon energy. And yeah, it was a lot. It was definitely a lot.
I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
I'm not gonna lie, I broke down a few times, a little bit expected. But I am glad it's over with, and we can definitely start to focus on what's ahead. And I kind of knew that for myself to some degree. Not to say that I was plotting and planning for certain things to happen in a certain way. I really didn't know how things were gonna happen. You know what I mean? And so I kind of was just like, okay, just get over to the other side and everything will be fine. All right, you guys, so we're gonna focus on some of the energy for this week, starting off with Venus, which is still in Capricorn until the 7th, when it will enter into Aquarius. Venus in Capricorn trine Uranus and Taurus, which Taurus is another earth sign. Love this for us. As you can tell, I'm in a lot better spirits, thank the Lord, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead and pull some cards, starting off. I apologize, you guys. I may be a little tiny bit rusty because I have just been all over the place in regards to just trying to really focus in on the intentions for the new year and stuff like that, especially with the new moon in Sagittarius, because it is making an aspect to Mercury, which is also in Sagittarius, but retrograde, going backwards. There could be a lot of this energy of kind of revising plans, also thinking about the past, because Mercury retrogrades, especially in particular, bring up a lot of past stuff. So there could be a lot of these sort of realizations and a lot of these sort of epiphany moments and these deeper understandings in our relationships and our connections and stuff like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's a lot of stuff that is kind of clearing out and starting to make more sense in regards to what is the most one tangible approach for the future, what's the most important thing in regards to how to really hone into the desire aspect or the desire body of our decisions, things like that, moving into the future. There's a lot of kind of reworking things. Anytime that there's a Mercury retrograde, especially in particular, because Mercury has everything to do with communication and ideas, and in Sagittarius, where also the sun is in Sagittarius, there's this sort of aspect of the bigger, longer term goals, desires, plans for the future, and all of those things, while also having to rework and adjust basically bigger long-term plans or goals, things like that. Okay, so there is a lot of kind of going a little bit back to the drawing board and kind of having to reconfigure some things. We do have the Hermit card here. So the Hermit is Virgo energy. With the Hermit, this is all about going a bit internal. There's a lot of internal energy with the Hermit, which for Capricorn risings, especially in particular, I did hear, if this is a time for you to isolate and kind of go within, definitely do that, because, it is a little bit important for mental health and stuff like that. We do have Mercury retrograde in our 12th house. But I will say that, you definitely don't want to necessarily isolate and separate yourself from the outside world, but you do want to go internal. You do want to listen to yourself, listen to your desire body when it comes to basically what's bringing you passion. What's the thing that's most driving you in a way that is bringing some level of aspiration, just this bigger plan, longer term goal for yourself for the future. Because there's a lot of other beautiful aspects that are going on, like this one in particular with Venus trine Uranus and Taurus, which Uranus is all about innovation. It's all about kind of breaking things open or breaking things apart. And you could very well be in this energy where you kind of want to break things open and move things in a new way, which honestly, that is the best thing to do, especially when trying to innovate and trying to kind of focus your intention on something that has to do with long-term. Excuse me, you guys, I'm gonna drink some water. I've been having a lot of allergies lately, so if I sound a little bit stuffy or like I'm kind of losing my breath or something like that, it's because like I haven't been able to breathe properly. Oh my God. So anyway, we do have the Knight of Swords card here. There could be, especially right now with the new moon in Sagittarius, there could be like this very expansive, very like open, very honest communications. Really want to open up. You really want to express yourself. You're thinking about long-term plans, goals, desires. You know, what is the internal approach towards bigger goals and things like that. So we could get this like sort of blast of optimism, enthusiasm, adventurous, you know, just very outspoken energy in our day-to-day practices and stuff like that, especially as on the second, Venus in Capricorn trines Uranus and Taurus, which is very innovative. It's all about kind of like figuring out, finding a new solution in a sense and moving things forward according to like goal-oriented, like focused approach and things like that. Keep in mind that the swords do represent the mental. So there could be like this sort of flash flood in a sense of like new thoughts, new passions, like new desires, like new ideas, like innovating towards plans, goals, desires. And that is going to require going internal and kind of having faith, because we are in Sagittarius season, for yourself, like really tapping into your personal goals, you know, on your horizons and things like that. And we are gaining more confidence and optimism through that broader perspective. So as with the moon in Sagittarius currently right now, it is going to enter into Capricorn, which is also going to give you more of this sort of drive and this passion towards like really stabilizing things, especially when the moon enters into Taurus later on. There's going to be a lot more confidence as well. But the moon's in Sagittarius, it's going to enter into Capricorn and then Aquarius and then Pisces, and then the cycle is going to start all over again in Aries, and then it'll go from Aries to Taurus. So a little while longer. There's a mission, basically, like there's a project or a plan that you kind of need to face. And the moon's alignment with Mercury in retrograde again, it could be a little bit hard to like see the path ahead, but the discomfort of it from like past situations and things like that become very real now. And they could be like motivating factors towards this new beginning, because do keep in mind that new moons do represent new beginnings. Again, with the Queen of Swords card here, more air energy. I definitely do feel like this is pointing to more of the Venus entering into Aquarius energy on the 7th. We'll also have Neptune going direct. I'm not going to really touch on, well, I guess so. I mean, we do have the Six of Cups card here. I was going to say I'm not going to necessarily touch on Neptune going direct, but I've kind of touched on it in my last video. And I'm going to touch a little bit on the Mars retrograde energy in this video. But like after this video, like I really don't want to talk about it. So I'm just going to kind of touch on it a little bit and kind of reiterate something that I talked about like way earlier in the month of November, discussing the Mars retrograde and like what it meant and stuff like that. That's kind of what's playing out right now when I discussed how like with the Mars retrograde, it's going to be going and then it's going to turn around and then it's going to go back. And the thing to do is like do the Venus in Capricorn thing. So Pluto's in Aquarius now, moving forward. It's a direct Pluto in Aquarius. But Venus is in Capricorn and it's going to enter into Aquarius. Leaving Capricorn, entering into Aquarius on the 7th is going to meet up with Pluto, which is already in Aquarius, which is going to bring like all of this innovation and this new sort of very evolutionary, you know, thought processes in regards to relationships and connections, which again, like I discussed in my last video, has a lot to do with like one being on its own terms with Venus in Aquarius, which is very different from Venus in Capricorn. It's very detached as well. So it's about like being friends and lovers at the same time, like having connections, but also like allowing the freedom for people to be themselves, do their thing, and like, you know, do whatever it is that the passion is bringing them towards. Six of Cups card here, and then Neptune goes direct. So that's the thing that you really want to tap in the most, because when Mars goes retrograde, that's going to go down like a completely different path. And it's also not going to be very comfortable either. We're going to have Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius plus Mars retrograde, and it's going to be a lot for sure. But like if you could just tap into do the Venus and Capricorn thing for now until it meets up with Pluto in Aquarius and moves into Aquarius, then the innovation is going to come in and you can still blast forward instead of going down this like crazy, you know, just this path of just unnecessary bullshit. Okay. So anyway, Six of Cups, very beautiful. This is such a harmonious energy with relationships. As you can tell, this person's giving these flowers over to this girl. And he's like, look, I got you. Like, it's fine. Have faith and hope and trust in the universe and the cosmos, especially in this season. Like, the sun is in Capricorn. Like the sun is in Sagittarius, and there's sort of this very Sagittarian field in front of us, and you can kind of see out into the horizon because Mercury is also going to be heading towards a trine to Chiron as well. Chiron is a wounded healer. I talked about it a little bit in the past. Sometimes I feel like I get the Chiron mythology wrong. I know it's like about a mythological creature who gets shot. He's got like one spot on his body where like if you hurt him there, he becomes immortal and like he couldn't be killed or something, but like if you hit him in this one spot, like he would be wounded, and he got hit in that spot. I think it's his ankle, I'm not 100% sure, but if you hit him in that spot, 10 of Swords card here, then like he would be wounded, and he became wounded forever because he couldn't die. He became the wounded healer. So then he learned how to heal people basically. So anyway, with Mercury trining Chiron, it's going to happen now, but there's a longer theme, like there's a bigger themed realization that comes in at the end of the month on December the 30th when we have the new moon in Capricorn. So there's a lot of kind of this healing aspect throughout the month, and it's going to perfect right around the new year because it's going to come back around, and Mercury's going to trine Chiron again for the second time. There's just a profound sort of healing moment, let's just say. So that's very much the Chiron energy. We have the Star card here, which is all about hope, faith, and trust in yourself, and faith and hope and trust in the process and the universe and things along those lines. The Star has everything to do with like just getting into a space where you feel most aligned with yourself. And there has to be like a bit of faith and like allowing things to be as they are and not trying to stop things from being as they are. We do have the World card here, which does represent a new beginning, new moon in Sagittarius, which is all about new beginnings and things like that. Yeah, this is just a really good time of building faith and confidence in our skills and our talents and things of that nature, which is very important in our patterns in life and things like that. So just really connect with like what is bringing you some level of like hope and faith and optimism for the future. Now we do have the sun. The sun is all about brighter days and, just like a brighter future and things like that. Again, with the Knight of Swords. So I'm definitely seeing that there's a lot of clarity that's coming in. Knight of Swords, and a card fell. And then we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. So I'm going to stop here because this video is getting really long. So as I said, with Venus in Capricorn, Trine Uranus in Taurus, there could just be a space right now for us to innovate in regards to our goals and our aspirations. There's going to be a lot of things that are sort of moving around, especially as Mercury and Mars retrograde energy comes in. So there's going to be like all this stuff going on over here, and then there's this stuff going on over here, and you're trying to like kind of, organize everything, especially with the Hermit card here. Again, don't focus on the small details, just kind of have faith and just allow yourself to just tap into like the broader term goals, plans, and aspirations for yourself for the future. Just allowing things to be. The more that you continue to do that and just kind of have faith and like trust in yourself, that's the best thing that you're gonna want to do, especially this month, because like there's so much going on with all the retrograde stuff. Especially in the middle of the month, you definitely want to kind of be aware to not get taken advantage of and like stuff like that, because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up in the middle of the month, which I don't want to put that, I just want to let you kind of know in the moment for you as you keep moving things forward. That's the best thing to do. So just kind of be free in your, approaches and stuff like that. And yeah, so, all right, you guys, I didn't want to make this video super long, but yeah, this is pretty much what I got for you at this time with the Venus and Capricorn energy. Just know that like there's a lot of innovative things that are coming up, and we're just kind of figuring things out, but there's going to be a lot of moving parts throughout this week as well in order to set those things into motion. And like for me, for instance, things have kind of slowed down. Things have slowed down in one way, but I've chosen to like innovate, and I've already been doing that anyway, and like kind of doing like the entrepreneur thing and like making money by like creating my own way of making money. Also, if you guys want to book a reading, there's information down below. But yeah, like you kind of have to especially do that. And then Venus in Aquarius is definitely going to help that. But because like I have goals for the new year and stuff like that, like I have to, for me, I have a certain expectancy within myself and like I'm not willing to do the bare minimum. So when it comes to like continuing growth and stuff like that, like I'm going like down a bit of a rogue path, let's just say this month, in order to continue to make money and stuff like that, because I have Venus moving into Aquarius in my second house, which, I'm just doing to basically set myself up for next year, even if it is a little bit slow and like, but it is fun. It's liberating. So that's cool. That's kind of the vibe. So anyway, I hope that you got something out of this video. I'm sending you guys so much love. Thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you guys for being patient with me. It's been a lot. But I will talk to you guys very soon. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.